Once again, try to get Amelin at the People Power Monument Alliance. She's with Claimants 1081 Executive Director Zeni Mike. Hi, Amelin.
Your Excellency,
Hello, Jing. Here at the EDSA People Power Monument, the main program has not started yet, although it is expected that anytime now, President Aquino will be arriving to lead the flag-raising ceremonies. And as you mentioned, yes, I have with me the Executive Director of Claimants 1081. Claimants 1081 is one of the many organizations who have been fighting for the enactment of a law that would recognize the human rights of victims during the martial law era. And with me now is Ms. Zeni Mike. Good morning, ma'am. It's been a long time na pinag-ano nyo talaga, pinaglaban niya ito.
Talagang pinaglaban naman ito ng 27 years since nagkaroon ng People's Power Revolution last 1986, no? Talagang inilaban na namin.
I understand since 1995 particularly that you've been hoping that a law will be enacted to recognize the victims of martial law. But I understand, ma'am, that your group is one of the many groups that who will be participating in the crafting of the implementing rules and regulations.
Yes, magiging active kami sa pag-implement ng implementing rules and regulations together with other human rights organizations and of course Commission on Human Rights para matiyak namin na yung compensation ay mapupunta doon sa mga lehitimong mga nakilaban at nakibaka at nakaranas ng violations sa human rights nung panahon ng martial law.
Paano po pala yung listahan, ma'am? Kasi I remember yung mga nakasama doon sa Hawaii resolution is around 10,000. But I remember according to the CHR Chairman Eta Rosales, that list is possibly going to double once you finally finalize this list.
Yeah, bali yung kasama doon sa class suit na almost 10,000 human rights victims, kasama na yon, no? Although they still have to file para ma-determine yung compensation na ibibigay. Kasi ang mangyayari, this is a point system, no? Depending on the gravity of the human rights abuse. And then i-open pa rin ang filing doon sa mga hindi nakasama doon sa class suit, which is we think more than 10,000 pa yung hindi nakapag-file noon.
There's a group in Mindanao who recently mentioned that they too were part of the victims during that particular era. It seems like the task is not ending by just the signing of the law. It seems like mukhang mas mahirap pa ang magiging trabaho po ninyo sa ngayon.
Yeah, actually, mas madugo yung processing na mangyayari dito kasi nga kailangang i-determine kung talagang legitimate na human rights victims nung panahon ng martial law. At the same time, pati nga yung gravity ng abuse. Kasi doon ibabata yung ibibigay na compensation.
Paano nyo po pipiliin na kung itong isang tao ay talagang naging biktima sa mga panahon na iyon? Ano ang magiging basis nyo po, ma'am?
Definitely, sinasabi namin sa kanila kung may mga naitatago pa sila mga dokumento na patunay na sila ay nakulong, sila ay na-torture, o namatay yung kanilang mga kamag-anak nung panahon ng martial law, kailangan ipakita nila yon as ebidensya. Pero marami sa mga biktima, wala nang naitatago ng mga dokumento, kaya doon nga magkakaroon ng problema. Siguro itratry na lang na makuha yung affidavit nila, yung kwento o istorya ng buhay nila, paano sila naging biktima ng human rights violation.
So ma'am, I'd have to say congratulations that finally it will be signed into law. And then what else would you like to share with us about this one, and how can the community help, and how, apart from of course the signing of this particular law, how else should we remember the lessons that we have learned from the past?
Napakahalagang victory itong compensation bill, no? O compensation act na pipirmahan ngayon. Pero sabi nga namin, hindi dito magtatapos yung impunity. Kaya patuloy pa rin yung pakikibaka namin para hindi na maulit, no? Never again to martial law, at saka matapos na yung mga karahasang pantao, lalo na doon sa mga bumabatikos sa gobyerno, no? Dapat ay meron tayong freedom of expression. So kailangan wag itulad sa panahon ng martial law na pag nagsalita ka laban sa pamahalaan, o bumatikos ka kahit positive na criticism ay itinuturing na nakaaway ng gobyerno, no? Dapat ay maging bukas ang gobyerno sa mga kritisismo para rin mapahusay yung ating governance.
At ngayon ay panahon na magtutulungan na ang mga tao at ang mga gobyerno patungo naman sa nation building. So maraming salamat po, ma'am, for joining us today. So Jing, today the President Aquino has arrived yet, or is about to arrive. They are already recognizing the attendance of various organizations and heads of government agencies who are in the area as of now. So anytime Vice President Jejomar Binay has arrived, we understand he has arrived just now. But in a short while, Jing, the main program will be starting, so we will be giving that to you as soon as we come back later. But in the meantime, back to studio.
Thank you, Emmeline.